What's up, everybody? Mike here, and I know I just talked about some Black Myth Wukong news in the gaming news of the week video I did earlier this week, but apparently there's some more stuff going on, some more updates and exciting news when it comes to Black Myth Wukong. Now, this is being claimed by a leaker, known by Lunatic Ignis, and I checked out, his Twitter message about this. And take this with a grain of salt because it hasn't been officially confirmed yet by Game Science themselves, so I don't know for sure how accurate this is actually going to be, but if true, this is very, very exciting stuff here, guys, that, is going to be in the game for Black Myth Wukong, and honestly, I think would help the game do even better from a commercial success standpoint, and just get more people, wanting to play it in general, basically. So if this game wasn't already like a must-play title to a lot of people because it's the highly anticipated action RPG from Game Science, then this information is going to entice you even more. So as I mentioned, Lunatic Ignis, in his tweet, has given us even more reasons to be excited, revealing that Black Myth Wukong will feature New Game Plus mode at launch, multiple endings, over 160 enemy types, and 80 plus bosses, which is honestly a very impressive amount. I believe that's roughly what, half of Elden Ring bosses base game, if I'm not mistaken. And then it's going to have a difficulty level that's slightly more forgiving than, Soulsborne games. So it's going to be slightly easier than a Soulsborne game. So that one I'm not too excited about personally, because I'm gonna be real with you guys. If you can't tell already, some of my community knows this already about me. I am a masochist for Souls games, and what I mean by that is I really revel in the challenge of a Souls game and a Souls-like game. So for me, making it slightly easier or too easy, hampers the experience for me. It lessens the overall enjoyment for me personally. Not saying it's for everybody, because everybody's, viewpoints on this is different. And some people definitely have a hard time getting into Souls-like and Souls games in general because of the very hard, challenging game design of those games. So this is going to probably be, more up the alley for those that are like, hey, I never played a Souls-like before, or all the other Souls-likes I've played before, or Souls games played before were too challenging for me, I didn't like them, this and that. And they see this, and if this is true and it's slightly easier than Souls-like, then this will be up their alley. This will be very, I would say new player friendly in that sense when it comes to like a Souls-like genre game or something close to that, where they never really play one, or they tried others that were, they felt they couldn't stick around playing it because it was just too hard for them. Because everybody's, game skill is different. We all play different games. We all find enjoyment in different games for various reasons. So while this is a good thing, I would say for, a section of the gamer audience and whatnot, I feel like this is also a bad thing. It's like a double-edged sword. I'm still going to play it, don't get me wrong. And I'm sure I'll still find some things I really enjoy about it, Hopefully New Game Plus will give me that extra challenge that I'm looking for that the first playthrough does not. So, and I love, Chinese lore, Japanese lore, things like that, Asian, like mythology type stuff. This is based on the Journey to the West mythology. And not only does, Black Myth Wukong is being claimed to be slightly easier than the difficult Soulsborne titles, the other cool things I hope that, happen with this game is there's going to be some stuff that we may not always, find on a first playthrough. Like we have to go and dig through the world and figure out what's going on. Maybe there's an optional boss that you can't fight on the first playthrough for a reason because you got to do a New Game Plus, or maybe you can find a first playthrough if you, do a certain side quest or find a certain area, things like that. But I will hope this has, that's, great level design, have some good mystery behind it. I don't know how the lore is going to be, if it's going to be like in your face or if it's going to be more of a Soulsborne type style where it's like you kind of got to, think a bit deeper, kind of like look through items that to tell the story a bit more that way, because that's how Souls games usually do, right? The From Software game style in terms of storytelling is not in your face directly. You got to actually read items, and you'll get a little bit of story lore through some cutscenes, but not much. You'll have to do side quest stuff to get even more lore about certain characters and things going on in the world, so I don't know how they're going to do that, but this is very exciting. I hope the boss fights are extremely fun. 80 plus boss fights, 160 different enemy types, multiple endings. When it comes to multiple endings in games, like I think the average is usually what, 3 for a lot of games. So I'm excited to see what that could be for that. And you gotta think, this game was announced all the way back in 2020, right? With a 13-minute gameplay trailer out of nowhere, right? Came out of nowhere and just got everyone hyped, including myself. I'm like, holy hell, this looks freaking sick. And now here we are, roughly almost 4 years later, right? From that, it's going to release August 20th for all major platforms. It's going to be on PC, it's going to be on PlayStation, it's going to be on Xbox. And this could possibly be true as far as what's being stated here from the tweet, because, looking at an older article from IGN back in 2020, Game Science is aiming for more than 15 hours of playtime with the game itself, and the team did say they plan to include over 100 enemy types in the final game, including bosses, right? And so this tweet's letting us know that 160, different enemy types, 80 plus bosses. So, it may have some actual credit. It might be true. We'll find out most likely at Summer Games Fest. And Black Myth: Wukong is designed to be a gritty take on Journey to the West, featuring a more complex, dark version of the tale of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King escorting a monk with a sacred scroll. You're also going to be able to use like multiple different transformations during the game. We've seen that before. That's going to be a thing. We still don't know all the transformations yet. And apparently Black Myth: Wukong is the first of 3 planned Black Myth games, each one drawing on different Chinese tales. And apparently, the Game Science, the head or co-founder of Game Science wants to create a Black Myth universe, not unlike the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, I want this to do well, and I hope this game does well, because it seems like they've already got big plans for this to be a legitimate franchise, a long-term franchise that they want people to enjoy and love and have fun with and play. And I'm excited to see what they can do in the future, especially if this game does really well. Because from a gameplay standpoint, it already looks freaking sick. I mean, we got the extending staff that's, Sun Wukong's known for. He uses a staff, right, in combat. We're not going to really get any other weapons. We'll probably get maybe different variations of the staff or staff powers, different stances, things like that. Then you also got the clone creation, which, is going to be reminiscent, at least how I'm going to look at it, it's going to be like a Shadow Clone Jutsu in a sense. So I'm probably going to be like calling it Shadow Clone Jutsu. But yeah, it's clone creation power that he has as well. Cloud traversal, is one of his known powers too in the lore. Shape shifting, will be a thing too that he's known for doing. And apparently time freezing. I'm wondering how that's actually going to work in the game in terms of combat. They haven't fully explained that. They just like teased it and shown it in trailers along with the shape-shifting and other stuff here. But yeah, I'm excited. Like when it comes to the game mechanics alone too, even though this is going to be slightly easier than a Souls game, I hope it's still challenging enough to encourage me to try, different tactics when it comes to boss fights and enemies and things like that, and experiment with all the different powers. But that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. Sound off, please. Is this exciting for you? If true, about New Game Plus and all the bosses and enemy types and multiple endings, like, has that got you even more hyped for the game? I know it does for me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. My name's Mike. Thanks for watching.